What's up, guys? We're going to do an oil change on the 2007 E350 today, and during the process I might do a few other jobs that'll either be in this video or another video soon. Alright, we're going to start by just taking off this cover. Easy enough. This is what gives you access to the oil filter housing. Alright, let's jack up the car and get this thing on some ramps. I would back it up on the ramps, but it's so slippery in this garage, I find it easier just to jack it up and then set it on the ramps. And then we'll take the under panels off and start draining everything. Alright, front of the car here, car's up on ramps. I will also put the jack up here for extra safety, but first I need to get this front panel off. There's a few 8mm bolts, and then I'll take that other panel off so I can get to the drain plug. All right. Let's see here. That one's missing. And then there's a couple up front near the wheel well here. Let's see. Here's that other one in the wheel well right there. So you got one of those on each side, then I think like 4 or so underneath. Kind of just wedge it from the front. See if I missed anything here. And I did, of course. A couple more bolts in the back. There we go. All right, a couple more 8mm here. All right. And there's one over here. And then 2 in the back. Actually, I think just, yeah. It's kind of tight for a wrench, so I'll use the. All right, there we go. I'm also going to be taking a sample of this to send it into Blackstone Laboratories and get an oil analysis. The car's got high miles, and I'm just kind of curious of the condition of the engine. Now, just so you know, I'm doing another video as well where I am trying a vacuum system to pull the oil out from the top. Because I have a topside oil filter, it's super advantageous if you can change the oil that way. I mean, you saw how much work it is to take all these panels off, to jack the car up, etc. So I'm going to see how much is left here, so there won't be, hopefully, that much. I'm thinking like a quart at the most. We'll see. But that's why there's hardly any oil coming out. Yep, good. I better take that sample now. All right, I got a brand new bolt and crush washer. Well, not crush washer, copper washer. Because I think moving forward I'm going to use the vacuum extractor, so I want to kind of button this up really nicely, torque this exactly how it should be, and then leave it buttoned up for future oil changes. By the way, I got this oil change kit from FCP Euro. Has liquid moly 540 as well as this bolt, and I also got a oil cooler gasket that I'm going to change to in a separate video since the oil is out. All right, let's see here. There's no leaks under here, which is great. It's hard to tell sometimes with those covers. All right, and should be 22 foot-pounds. This is I love this torque wrench from Gear Wrench. It's the smaller one. I have the bigger one as well, but okay, let's see. I've been on the Gear Wrench train lately and just really loving their stuff. There we go. All right, that's torqued. One thing I'm going to do before putting these covers back on is I did notice the transmission pan is a little dirty. It wasn't leaking per se because the oil or the the plastic covers didn't have anything on it at all, so it's just seepage. Or it could be from when it was last serviced, which was not that long ago. But I am also gonna service it myself in the next, I don't know, 6 months. I have I have the tool I need to fill it, as well as the scan tool to check the temperature. And so I just need to get the fluid and filter. So I would like to be able to do that myself just for fun, just to learn. So that's kind of one of the cool things about having an older car is, I mean, this car's going on 20 years old. You don't have to stress about it too much. It's kind of a fun thing to do. So, all right, gonna put these trays back on. Probably won't film the whole thing because you already saw them come off, but I like to just start them by hand a little bit. All right, let's get this filter off and finish up this oil change. I love cars that have topside oil filters. Makes it so much easier, especially if you can vacuum extract the oil and not have to go underneath. All right, let's get this filter swapped out here. All right, so this basically just slides off and on. It takes quite a bit of force to take it off though. Before we put the new one on, we've got an O-ring here, here, and the big one here. And most of the oil filter kits, I can't imagine them not coming with them, but you should find those in the package as well. I just use a pick here. There's one. There's two. And then the big one here. These you can just kind of, you don't need the pick to put them on, you just roll them down. One word of caution, make sure you put it in the groove, not in the threads. Some people make that mistake, but you'd find out pretty quickly because it wouldn't seal. All right, so that's what it looks like. So in the grooves there and here as well. You can pop the new filter in like that. I'm just gonna take a little bit of the old oil just so it's not dry. All right. Oh, that wasn't in all the way, so figured that out pretty quick. All right, got some Liquimoly 540. Start with this 5-gallon jug. This is what I'm using right here. All right, just wrapping up this oil change. Off camera, I added a couple more quarts, and I'll just do a final check. Your car may or may not have a dipstick. Some of these W211s I think have the dipstick up front, but mine's in the back. Yep, about a quarter of a quart below the line, and I'd like to keep it there and keep an eye on it for the next couple days, and I'll add more if necessary. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you next time.